For the final big match of 1979, the ITV cameras were at Selhurst Park, and elsewhere, Manchester United were in sparkling form at a snowbound Old Trafford. As ever, overseeing proceedings was Brian Moore.
And welcome to the last big match of the 1970s, and what a programme of action and incidents we have to go out on, because this is our lineup today. The main match is Crystal Palace against Middlesbrough, supported by Brighton against Manchester City, and to round it off, Manchester United against Arsenal. 3 First Division games that between them produced 11 goals for your pleasure. And 11 more as we bring you today our Golden Goal of the Decade competition. And there's some stupendous action there, stretching back to 1969, and for the winning viewer, a really fabulous prize. More of that later. But first, it's Crystal Palace against Middlesbrough. Palace sliding away from the top position after 2 successive defeats, Middlesbrough moving quietly into the top 6. And together they now produce the most eventful and exciting match of the season so far for us.
Well, it's a day for the young Crystal Palace side to shrug off the memory of 2 successive 3-0 defeats at Liverpool and at Brighton. And although Palace conceded those 6 goals, it's also really a day when their forwards have to start increasing their scoring rate. Only 1 goal in their last 5 games. And it's a man like Mike Flanagan who knows the responsibility that rests on him. It's the first time on the big match that we've seen him in a Crystal Palace shirt since he arrived from Charlton. He's missed a number of games through injury this season. The Palace side today is without the defender Kenny Sampson, who's got a thigh injury, and his place goes to Terry Finnick. But the better news for Palace is that both Peter Nicholas and Dave Swindlehurst, who had knocks against Brighton, are both fit to play. As for Middlesbrough, they field an unchanged side, and that's not surprising after 2 victories over the Christmas period against Bolton and Leeds, with Graham Headley continuing in the midfield for the unfit Craig Johnston. 2 of the goals in that 3-1 victory over Leeds on Boxing Day came from Bosko Jankovic, a Yugoslav international who could well offer the biggest threat to Palace defence here today. And the referee today is Clive Thomas from Porthcawl in Wales. So it's Crystal Palace then who get us away in the all-white strip, attacking the goal to our left. Middlesbrough in the all-red strip. Kenny Sanson there in the tracksuit top, missing out on this game, and still a bit doubtful, I gather, for the cup tie at Swansea next week. Hodgson. Oh, he neatly turned Nicholas there, and there's a chance surely for him to shoot, which he didn't take. Oh, that was extraordinary, because he worked himself into such a good position there. I can't think why he didn't try a shot himself. And now a chance for a break now. There's 2 against 2 in effect, as Jankovic takes it up for Middlesbrough. Trying to turn Gilbert, trying to get a shot in, and Burridge in the end had to go down, and certainly Palace again made heavy work of that in defence as Jankovic came in. Murphy, good bit of skill there, but also a good piece of defence by Craigs. Looking for Hinshelwood to make a run, and then playing it inside instead to Murphy. A little touch on again, and my word, Jerry Francis was very nearly through for what would have been a perfect chance at goal. Fennick. Cannon versus Craggs, and Cochrane neatly eluding Flanagan, playing that ball in nicely for Headley, and now for Armstrong, touched on again now for Hodgson. Now will he get a shot in? Hilaire's right back there supporting him, but Johnson is also on hand for Middlesbrough. And Hilaire gets it away. Flanagan. And Francis touching it on this time for Swindlehurst. Ashcroft going with him. Nicholas. Murphy. And McAndrew stopped though by Francis. Nicholas playing it in again. Proctor's there for Middlesbrough, and Headley playing it on this time for Hodgson. And here's Craggs playing some quite entertaining stuff at the moment in Middlesbrough. And certainly, insofar that chances have been created, the chances have gone to Middlesbrough so far. Here's Cochrane trying to get on the outside of Fenwick. That's a corner. Armstrong again will take Tony McAndrew, the big number 6, and the Middlesbrough skipper coming into the penalty area. Ashcroft staying back for this one. McAndrew going to the near post as Armstrong floats that in again. Headley with a chance to try his luck. Graham Headley. Nicholas. Jerry Francis to Dave Swindlehurst. Terry Fenwick. Oh, Hinshelwood right in there. And Johnson picking it away to Proctor. Headley swept here for Cochrane. They're feeding Cochrane more and more. Well, they feel that without Sanson down that particular side, Palace might be a little bit weaker. Crossed in again, and the goal scored by Headley. Well, it worked with the move down the right-hand side, putting Middlesbrough into the lead. And when it's crossed in, it caught the Palace defence on the wrong foot. And Graham Headley was there with a simple side foot into the back of the net beyond John Burridge. Palace 0, Middlesbrough 1, with about 23 minutes gone. And Graham Headley gets his first of the season. Murphy. Francis away on the far side. Here he is. Hilaire beyond him. Better passing movement by Palace, although, yes, Nicholas just getting to it and allowing Cannon to come forward once more. Played there for Swindlehurst, but there were 2, 4, 6, 8 red shirts were back. And now they're springing forward as this pass finds Bosko Jankovic. Cochrane's gone into the middle and could be offside. Jankovic might try a shot on his own, and what a great save by Burridge. Jankovic was helped by a wicked deflection. I think it was off Billy Gilbert. And they would have just flown in the top corner, but for a really acrobatic piece of keeping by John Burridge. But here's Murphy. Again, well stopped by a massed Middlesbrough defence. They're defending well, but my word, they're breaking out quickly and attacking with a good deal of venom as well. Armstrong, Craggs. That's not a bad ball, straight to Cochrane. Fenwick closing in on him. A little dummy there, a little cross there, a header by Jankovic, and really, he should have made a bit more of that. The Yugoslav, well, he acknowledges what a good cross it was there from Terry Cochrane, who'd done so well. But really, he should have done a little better himself. Flanagan now for Crystal Palace. That's an interesting cross coming in. Swindlehurst is there. Murphy couldn't quite get to it. Cochrane with a chance to get away. And a corner being given to Palace. With about a minute and a half to go to half-time. Palace, who might have been more than the 1 goal down, with a chance now to get back into it. And Ashcroft getting it away very expertly indeed for Middlesbrough. Flanagan. Gilbert lifting it in again towards that Middlesbrough penalty area. Swindlehurst looking to get a shot in, trying to curl one, but it's wide of Jim Platt's goal. Goal kick. As the half-time whistle goes, Middlesbrough in the lead. A goal by their number 4, Graham Headley, a midfielder who came forward, and they've shown a lot of good attacking flair, but also at the back where Billy Ashcroft, number 5, and John Craggs, the number 2, two great old stagers there who've really got this Middlesbrough defence playing so well and making it so difficult for Crystal Palace, who at the moment I would think would be quite happy to be simply a goal down. It could have been much worse for them. But they've still got a finger hold on this game, and we'll have to see what happens in the second half. A half-time score then, with so much more to come on the big match today. It's Crystal Palace 0, Middlesbrough 1. We'll be back with the second half. To Selhurst Park, Middlesbrough leading 1-0, and both sides have brought on their substitutes. Palace have got Ian Walsh on for Dave Swindlehurst, and Middlesbrough have brought on Alan Ramage in place of David Armstrong, who's injured just before half-time. Francis, and now Gilbert. And they've really got to step on the gas now, Palace, in this second half, to improve on their first half performance and pull back the goal. But at the moment, here's Jankovic going through there, and my word, what a good save by Burridge. Could so easily have been caught out so early in the second half there by that run and that shot by Bosko Jankovic. Gilbert. And something happened off the ball there, involving Ramage. And a free kick to Crystal Palace. Billy Gilbert will take it. Hit firmly towards Flanagan. Shielding it well, looking for something on the turn. Murphy with a shot. My word, what a good save by Pratt. Flanagan trying to lob it in there. And Nicholas running to the referee to claim that there was a handball there somewhere, but it was a shot by Murphy that was point-blank range, and good reactions there from the Middlesbrough keeper, Jim Platt. Hilaire nodding it on very well indeed there for Flanagan. They are taking the return pass, looking for some space through the middle there, picking it up again. But in the end, there were just too many red shirts back once more. Headley now, playing it for Johnson. That's a Palace throw. Flanagan into the path of Murphy. Yes, he got there now. Can Hilaire make it 1-1? He can't. Or can he? Surely. No. Well, they've had more chances in the first 10 minutes of the second half than they made in the whole of the first, and that time Hilaire looked an absolute cert to get the equaliser. But here we have Johnson coming through again, and the whistle had gone for offside. Let's look again there as Hilaire came through there. It looked a surefire equaliser until Platt came out and smothered it so well, and lo and behold, it came back to him again, and even then Palace couldn't quite finish it off. Murphy hitting it forward, McAndrew getting it away, Gilbert there for Palace, Flanagan lifting it on there nicely for Hilaire. Got Walsh up with him, nice control there, but he's brought down by Craggs, and Craggs is going to get a yellow card, I think. So it's, I would say, something like 27, 28 yards out. Jerry Francis and Jerry Murphy. It's Murphy who lifts it in there. It's gone a long way, and Walsh had a chance there to make the equaliser, because for once that Middlesbrough defence was hopelessly caught out. Walsh was in behind them. chance goes a-begging. Nicholas, Hilaire. Turned back nicely there by Flanagan again for Hilaire. No penalty there. Referee didn't even consider it. Nicholas finding Jerry Francis. Played in there for Flanagan. Looking to get it on the left foot. And now Hilaire. Pulled back and punched out. Fenwick playing it in again, and Palace just can't get that clear sight on goal. Cannon, Gilbert, Cannon again, Fenwick. Entlewood. Now what about that for a ball? Releasing Peter Nicholas. It's a good cross coming in towards the far side there. Platt under pressure from Flanagan. And the whistle had gone. The whistle had gone, even though Jerry Francis got a header in that crossed the line. Presumably for a foul on Jim Platt. And so the header that finally went in doesn't count. Still Middlesbrough leading a goal to nil. Just about halfway through the second half now. Nicholas, Cannon, Walsh. Cochran got the better of him there. Here's Ramage. And now Cochran. Proctor outside him, Hodgson in front of him. Headley. And Cochran with a shot that's well safe. Can Hodgson get in there? He can! And it's 2-0 to Middlesbrough. And that really does mean serious trouble for Crystal Palace now. Well, Burridge certainly did everything that was possible to save that first shot. Pushed it wide. And Hodgson was there to score from a very sharp angle indeed, David Hodgson. Palace 0, Middlesbrough 2. And his first goal of the season as well. Hilaire. Well, if they can hit back quickly now, they might give themselves a chance. Penalty given as Pratt brings down Hilaire. Right by that byline. Certainly my impression was that the keeper there, who's looking absolutely distraught, that the keeper in fact did make a contact as Hilaire went flitting through. And now we shall see whether Jerry Francis can score from the spot to put Palace back in this game. A really vital moment. 2 down, but if they can bounce back quickly now, who knows? So Jerry Francis against Jim Platt. And it's 2-1. Hit firmly into the roof of the net. And so Middlesbrough with their celebrations and thinking they'd given themselves a bit of breathing space. Well, Palace got back quickly, but wait a minute, here's Hodgson once more. In towards Jankovic, and in fact Burridge grabbed it out of the air when the little pass to the player Jankovic might have been better. And now a real cup-tie atmosphere as Francis takes it up. Finds Flanagan, finds Hilaire. Flicked in there for Walsh. Played wide for Francis. Good football now. Crossed in there once more. No trouble for Pratt. Looking at the watches already. Hodgson for Jankovic. Watched by Billy Gilbert. Headley's come up into an unmarked position in the Palace penalty area. But Cochran's got the ball again, so is Jankovic now. Cochran once more. and a goal kick. Cochrane running away with the ball. In fact, I don't know whether he thought it was a corner or not, I don't know. Pursued by Burridge. Flanagan, Nicholas, leaving it for Hilaire. And you get the impression if anything is going to come their way, it'll come by way of young Vince Hilaire. And Clive Thomas quite sharp with his admonishing of Graham Headley there, who thought had his foot too high. Nicholas planting the ball in there once more. I think we could have a fast and furious last quarter of an hour with the referee needing to have his eyes everywhere. And Terry Cochrane's going to get his name taken. He was playing around just a moment ago, if you remember, when he thought it was a corner and started taking the ball towards the corner flag, and Clive Thomas had a word with him. He's pointing over towards that corner flag, you can see there. And so it's an accumulation of those two things there. And look at McAndrew getting in there before Cochrane can get himself into more trouble. And the actual caution now was for grabbing the ball on the byline there and walking away from it, from where the situation was, carrying the ball with him. A bit of time wasting. Firm but fair refereeing there by Clive Thomas. Flanagan, played for Hinchelwood. Walsh, dumming it there for Jerry Francis, maybe to take it on, no. Oh, it could be for Walsh! Oh, and what a save by Platt. After Craggs, I think it was, who'd made a terrible mistake for Middlesbrough on the edge of his own penalty area. And suddenly, Walsh, the substitute, was through, and that looked as though it must be an equaliser. What a piece of goalkeeping, though, by Jim Platt. So a corner for Palace. Some big defenders up in there. Platt's coming out there, and again a good fist away by the Middlesbrough keeper, and they might be caught a little short at the back at the moment. Good atmosphere and almost a cup tie flavour about it now as Middlesbrough comes springing out. That long pass by Hodgson, and Cochrane will get it on the far side. And a cushion header by Cannon. Actually, Cochrane had time to do much more with it than that. Walsh. Now Fenwick. And a throw to Crystal Palace. Hilaire. Oh, Hilaire brought down by Cochrane, and then and Cochrane, I think, has been sent off, or has he just been told to get away from that situation? He's been sent off. Terry Cochrane has been sent off, and Middlesbrough will play the last 4 or 5 minutes of this game with only 10 men. He got a yellow card, did Cochrane, for 2 incidents of time wasting, and finally got the red card for a clash with Vince Hilaire, who himself, I think, got a yellow card there for his retaliation. Crowd are urging him to get it into the middle. Fenwick now, with a little cross in there towards Murphy. And, well, it might have gone anywhere with so many players in that Middlesbrough penalty area at that point. Two minutes of injury time already played. Now Clive Thomas looking hard at his watch. If Palace are going to do it, Well, they're not going to be able to do it. The final whistle has gone. A really exciting finish to this game at Selhurst Park. And victory going in the end to Middlesbrough, who are moving up the table more and more. Jerry Francis from the penalty spot, having put Palace back into the game after they had gone 2 goals down. But of course it means 3 successive defeats now for Palace. Now against a really, well, Jim Cannon, the Palace skipper, looking a little bit thoughtful there about it. Mike Flanagan coming off. But Middlesbrough looking a much more complete side on the day than Crystal Palace, it must be said, particularly in the first half, when they might have got in at half-time leading by more than a solitary goal. But a defeat for Palace, but an entertaining game for all that, and almost a cup-tie atmosphere as the thrills spilled around both penalty areas in the second half. A final scoreline then at Selhurst Park: Crystal Palace 1, Middlesbrough 2.
And a really exciting afternoon it was, where the referee Clive Thomas, it must be said, made a contribution that was important as well. For Palace, though, a disappointment of suffering their 3rd successive defeat was at least tempered by a much better second half performance by them. But overall, my feeling is that Middlesbrough, who were really impressive yesterday, just about deserved to win. And afterwards I spoke to their manager John Neal, one of the game's quiet men, about 2 controversial points. First, the penalty.
Well, I've got a lot of respect, Brian, for Clive Thomas. I rate him very highly. He's one of the best referees in the world, a chap you can talk to and discuss the game. And I like this. I think there's a gap between referees and managers and that, and you can't really get through. You can't talk. And Clive, I find different. I can talk and have a go at him, and he can have a go back. And I think that's only for the good of the game. So I accept that decision. I accept the sending off. I've got no complaints, Brian.
Tell me about the sending off, though. I mean, what exactly? How did you see that?
Well, he'd already been booked, and then there was another offence after that. So I'll hold my hand up, and I've got no complaints over that decision.
Coming up next, Brighton against Manchester City, Manchester United against Arsenal, and the golden goal of the decade competition. That's after this short break. Welcome back. Well, a few weeks ago, Alan Mullery's Brighton team looked doomed to slip straight back into the 2nd division. But then came a run where they'd taken 10 points out of a possible 14, and suddenly Brighton had moved out of the bottom 3. But now they face Manchester City at the Goldstone Ground in Hove, where the game was covered by Southern Television. The commentator is David Bobin. Brighton are in the blue and white stripes. It's just after the kick-off in a game where the Brighton manager Alan Mullery was obviously hoping for continued good form.
He's believed all along that the side are better than their league placing was showing, and now they are out of the bottom 3. Mark Lawrenson for Brighton. And Donachie close by him, but Donachie's missed out on that tackle. Here's a great chance. And it's in there already. For Ray Clark has scored in only the opening seconds of the match. Well, I don't think even Alan Mullery could ask for a better start than that. Absolute shambles at the back of the City defence. Mark Lawrenson went down the right. Donachie went in for the tackle. Donachie didn't connect. Lawrenson chipped it over. And Ray Clark scores his 3rd goal for Brighton with only 36 seconds of the match gone. Oh, and again, that so nearly eluded them. Certainly eluded Ray Ranson, who was looking to hack it away. And in the end, it's gone for another corner. John Gregory it is to take it. The crowd once again starting to find their voice. Steve Foster's come up to join the attack for this one. Gregory pumping it over. Well, Peter Ward, I don't think he's going to come much closer to scoring a goal than that. That ball eluded everyone. It almost seemed to happen in slow motion. And in the end, it was only a beautiful last-minute attempt, really, by Joe Corrigan that kept the ball out, because when it finally landed at Peter Ward's feet, he really had the goal at his mercy, and Corrigan did well to keep it out. So Brighton thwarted for the moment by Nicky Reid, but only for a moment, because this is O'Sullivan. They're still outnumbered because City have got 4 back. Ward's in the middle, and Ryan is there too. This is O'Sullivan. Cross coming in. Oh! A lovely reflex save from Corrigan. Again off that man, Peter Ward. And Joe Corrigan looking a little bit disgusted with his defence. They're exposing him an awful lot this afternoon. He's got a lot of work to get through to keep City down to this 1-goal deficit. Bennett and Williams under that. Henry to Nicky Reid. looking to find Paul Power, but easily cut out by Gregory. And this time it's the turn of Mark Lawrenson on this near side. Peter Ward again just in front of him. He's through here, he's got a great chance. What a lovely goal. Well, I was saying a few moments ago about the dangers of this man Ward. And there again, City paid. They left Peter Ward almost unmarked. And this time he made no mistake. He took the ball beautifully. He turned, and from the edge of the area, Joe Corrigan, well beaten again. Ryan for Brighton. O'Sullivan. Ward. O'Sullivan again. And that's a beautifully timed ball to Ray Clark. Clark's it. Oh! What a gem! What a gem of a goal! You won't see a goal much better than that. Peter O'Sullivan doing all the hard work down the right-hand side, slipping the ball through, perfectly timed in its release, and Ray Clark, judging the moment to perfection, actually slipping it through the legs of Joe Corrigan. Woody Donachie to Power, letting the ball do the work there. Henry again, cutting into the area. This could be promising. And that's a good goal. Well, I think in a way that was inevitable because Brighton did leave a bit of a gap at the back. And it was a nice move between Henry and Stuart Lee. And Henry did well to get into the penalty area like that. He lost his markers, chipped the ball over, and really Stuart Lee had no problem in just nodding that down past Graham Mosley, who was stranded. And certainly City at times just giving you the impression that they are capable of scoring more goals if only they can put their game together for any consistent length of time. And that's the problem at the moment, I think. Lovely little touch by Ward. Didn't he do well to get round him? He's round Caton and away. And that's a lovely ball to Lawrenson. What's he going to do? Oh! Mark Lawrenson, how unlucky can you get? Off the underside of the bar, and everyone, including Corrigan, beaten by it. Donachie, again looking to cut that ball inside the defender. It was Jerry Ryan on the break for Brighton. Could do perhaps with another goal at this stage in the half. The crowd here would dearly love to see it. So would the Brighton players, and this is a heck of a run from Jerry Ryan. Oh my goodness! Well, I said now would be a good time to score, and I didn't think Jerry Ryan would take me at face value. He must have run half the length of the field to score that goal. That really was a cracking goal from Jerry Ryan. And really, we've seen some great goals this afternoon.
So some great goals and some pretty average defence there from Manchester City. But the astonishing Brighton revival continues with that 4-1 win. And as you can now see, they've moved out of the immediate danger area at the bottom, above such teams now as Stoke, Bristol City, Derby and the bottom club, Bolton. But now it's time to move away from current action as we go back over the last 10 years to bring you our Golden Goal of the Decade competition. I'm going to show you the goal that won our competition each year from 1969 right through to 1979. What you have to do is to put the top three in an order of merit, just the top three, remember. And for the winning viewer, there's a chance to travel to Madrid in March to watch England play Spain in a warm-up game for the European Championship. So here we go then. Sit back and enjoy 11 brilliant goals. And remember, you have to choose the top three in an order of merit. In 1969, the first season of the big match, the winning goal was volleyed home by Martin Peters, then at West Ham, past the Leicester City goalkeeper, Peter Shilton.
And now Sissons racing for all he's worth to take this ball from Charles. Hurst is up there with him now, and so is Peters, steaming up. Hurst is really travelling. And Peters, oh, magnificent! What a magnificent goal by Peters!
In 1970, George Graham of Arsenal was our winner with this spectacular goal against Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park.
Radford going in again. And again. And now George Graham. A little 1-2, a chance for Graham. Oh, a magnificent goal by Graham. What a superb goal by Graham.
In 1971, we get a good example of the changing face of football because the winner that year was John Hollins, scoring for Chelsea against his present club Arsenal at Stamford Bridge.
And now Harris. Hollins has gone off on another break and Nelson's gone with him. Hollins! Good work by Hollins! Oh, against the post! Can he do it? He can! John Hollins! Oh, what a beautiful goal!
In 1972, Millwall came so close to promotion to the First Division, losing out in the end to Birmingham City. And earlier that season, Derek Possey scored this one against Birmingham.
Bridges with Hind at his heels. Played on for Possey. What a magnificent ball. Possey hitting it. Oh, and a tremendous goal. What a tremendous goal by Possey.
In 1973, Don Rogers was our golden goal winner, crowning a great season with this goal against Stoke City for Crystal Palace.
Hinchelwood with a chance to get away, to give relief to the defence. Rogers now, a touch on for Whittle. Played again for Rogers. Marsh is covering him. But now if Rogers can attack him, he might have a chance. He's got past Marsh, and now he's confronted by another. Rogers again, and a goal! Not Rogers! His confidence has come storming back.
In 1974, we had a cup tie winner when First Division Leicester City beat Luton Town 4-0, and the best of the bunch was this one from Keith Weller.
Whitworth to Weller. Lovely close control there by Weller. Still with Weller. Oh, and what a fantastic goal!
In 1975, Jimmy Greenough was a Stoke City player, and it was his goal out of the blue against Birmingham City that was judged the best of the season.
Sounds. Skeels aiming for Robertson, gets it on for Greenough. That looks useful. That's a good one! What a goal! Jimmy Greenough!
In 1976, another West Ham goal, and it's not often that Trevor Brooking gets on the score sheet, but he was a worthy winner with this goal at Derby.
At Holland to pick up Brookie. Oh, what a nice bit of work. What a good goal! What a good goal! That wasn't even an opportunity of saying what a good shot. That was a goal from the time it left Brooking's feet.
In 1977, a brilliant move by Charlton from one end of the field to the other gave Derek Hales a scoring chance against Hull City. And that season, remember, Hales took everything that came his way.
Colin Powell for Charlton. To Hales. Little touch for Hunt. Powell again. Long raking strike. Warm. Powell has continued his run. And Warman couldn't quite pick him up, but now he has. Well, he's gone past him. And he's got a good cross in. Oh, what a goal! Hales again! A masterly goal by the man who always seems to get them.
In 1978, Birmingham City were on their way to the Second Division. But one of the bright spots for them was this goal by Keith Birchin against Arsenal at Highbury.
Rice, now it's Ricks. A little dummy, a shot that crashed, in fact, off Gary Pendry, and here's Trevor Francis. Oh, what a good bit of skill there by Francis. And a chase by Birchin. Jennings came half out of his goal, decided he had to go back. Oh, my word, what a goal by Birchin! My word, a tremendous goal.
And last season, 1979, a superb example of the skill and awareness of Tony Curry. What a goal it was he scored for Leeds United against Southampton to round off our decade of golden goals.
Curry. Oh, my goodness! And Tony Curry milks the applause that is so deserved.
All right, our last match on the programme today could rightly be billed as the outstanding game of the day. Manchester United against Arsenal, the two clubs, it seems, most capable of making a fight of it with Liverpool at the top of the table. Well, there were 54,000 fans at Old Trafford yesterday with Granada television cameras and commentator Gerald Sinstadt, and Manchester United in the dark shirts.
McQueen towards Jordan's head. He jumped a bit soon. Koppel. It's a nasty hanging ball, and Rice turned and plonked it into the crowd. It was the right decision. Pat Jennings just making sure that he's got a clear view, but you can see what a cluster of players there is there. So McElroy to take the corner and swing it in towards Jennings, and McQueen heads in. A lot of accusing faces in the Arsenal defence as they come out in the 8th minute, a goal down. McElroy's corner, watch for McQueen. Jennings doesn't get anywhere near this. McQueen there standing on the line in front of Jennings. Bring it back to Houston. Wilkins again. And that's a good cross from Wilkins. Young beat Jordan to it, but it was a good ball from Wilkins. Thomas, signal with the right hand, in swinger, and Macari's header just glances off the outside of the post. Rice not pleased, I think probably indicating there that there'd been some kind of nudge off with the back of an elbow. Here is the corner. Little Macari does get up well to those headers, and Jennings wouldn't have got it. It's put out by Ricks, and United make progress down the line with a series of throws. Macari, clever bit of work. Jordan looking for the header, and it's in! The goal, I think, has been disallowed. Jordan spreads his arms. Good work there by Macari. I think it was Wilkins who got the header in on, or McElroy who got the header in on the far side. Jordan who applied the finishing touch from an offside position. Nicol, Macari, Koppel, good save. But it was a very good, swift bit of work by Manchester United. Just 3 touches and suddenly Jennings was under pressure. Turned in, on, and then the left foot shot, and it bounced awkwardly for Jennings. Steve Koppel a little bit unlucky. Devine, intercepted by Wilkins to Nicol. Wilkins wanting to take it over again. Quick challenge by Talbot didn't work. And Wilkins finds Nicol, who'd run on well. And there are a lot of men in there again. Thomas can score! Well, he could have scored if the goalkeeper had not been Pat Jennings. He was clear in there, and he hit it hard and true. But Pat Jennings showed why he holds the record number of caps for Northern Ireland. Just watch the agility and the speed of the reflexes here. Suddenly breaks to Thomas, hard, and that right hand goes up. Nicol's throw. Header by O'Leary, back again by Nicol. Now Brady under this. Jordan, nice little touch for Wilkins, and Wilkins a good early ball. And it's Thomas who benefits. Jennings has come out and got a hand to it, but Jordan will score, and that is 2-0. All made by a beautiful bit of vision by Ray Wilkins. Seen very early. There was the outside of the right foot to a difficult pass in the air. Thomas kept his head well, kept going. By this time, Jennings is off his line, coming to meet him, manages to get a hand to Thomas's shot, but Jordan has been running on, hoping for just that kind of consolation. And Thomas has made a break into a good position and played it across. And Jordan has won it back from Devine and is then bowled over from behind, and that is a penalty. incautious challenge from behind with the ball wide out towards the edge of the area, and just that little nudge in the back of the knees was enough to give Manchester United their chance to go 3-0 in front. Pat Jennings, who saved a few facing him, he's not going to save that one. Perfect penalty. Jennings, no chance whatsoever. 3-0. Worth seeing again. Beautifully placed. Nice pass finding Macari. McElroy to Thomas. Thomas, a good cross. And a good save by Jennings that foils Macari. Once again, the class of the Irish goalkeeper. Superb reflexes, 34 years old, but watch how fast he gets down when Macari glances this header. That big left hand like a spade.
3-0 to Manchester United, which of course was a severe blow then to Arsenal's chances, and not least because David O'Leary was carried off 4 minutes from the end. The news today is that David O'Leary is resting. He's got a badly sprained ankle, but he's already ruled out of Arsenal's game against Southampton on Tuesday and clearly is doubtful for the cup tie at Cardiff next Saturday. Well, that's it for this week then. Thank you again for joining us, and on behalf of everybody on The Big Match, may I wish you a very happy and a very peaceful new year. As we leave you today with a young man who can look with renewed hope towards the 1980s, Peter Ward of Brighton. A recent hat-trick against Wolves, a goal against Crystal Palace, and impressive sharpness in the penalty area yesterday. And Brighton look all the better for it.
Steve Foster's come up to join the attack for this one. Gregory pumping it over. Well, Peter Ward, I don't think he's going to come much closer to scoring a goal than that. Ward's in the middle and Ryan is there too. This is O'Sullivan. Cross coming in. Oh! A lovely reflex save from Corrigan. Again off that man, Peter Ward. O'Sullivan inside. Then that ball finding its way through to Ward. He's got a chance. Well, Peter Ward again showing just how deadly he is. And this time it's the turn of Mark Lawrenson on this near side. Peter Ward again just in front of him. He's through here. He's got a great chance. What a lovely goal.